Good morning, my dear chef. This morning we are going to prepare another delicious and sumptuous breakfast meal. This is a common delicacy enjoyed by most people, and it is commonly known as TomBrown. So join me as we prepare this sumptuous meal.
Action.
So in preparing this meal, we will have some ingredients. That's our TomBrown. It's a mixture of our roasted groundnuts, maize, beans, some spices. We also have our sugar, salt to taste, our milk, which is optional, groundnuts, which is also optional, and then some bread or pastries.
So with our Tom Brown, what we are going to start with, we put our saucepan on fire, and then we add our water. Because water is what we are going to use to do everything we do when it comes to cooking. So our water is on fire. We bring the water to boil. So while we wait for our water to boil, we can mix our ingredients. So while we wait for our water to boil, we add our salt to it, a little bit of it, not too much salt. So we just add a little bit of salt. Okay, so while we wait for our water to boil, we can go on and mix our Tom Brown. That is a mixture of roasted corn, beans, groundnut, soya bean, and then our spices. So talking of the spices, we added ginger, pepper, that's the red chili. We added huintia, that's in the local dialect it's called huintia. So you can tell how nutritious this mixture is. So this is what we are going to use to prepare our Tom Brown. That's our sweet breakfast meal. So we add our water to it. Then we mix it. We mix it evenly so that there is no lumps. So this is the mixture. So we've made sure that there is no lumps in it. Because when you develop lumps in it before you add it to the boiling water, it will be disastrous. So you mix it well. If you cannot use your spoon or your ladle to do it, probably you can use your hands. Because before you started cooking, you washed your hands well with soap and under running water. So what we do is now we have our water boiling. So we see our boiling water. So when the water reaches boiling point, what we do is we add the mixture to the water, to the boiling water actually, and then we do the stirring. Please don't forget to continuously stir, because if you don't stir, there will be lumps in it. And I trust you don't want to eat porridge with lumps. So you do the stirring continuously for about 5 minutes. So we do the stirring. Okay, so you continue to stir until it thickens. Then, so with this porridge, if you are not careful, by the time you realize, everything will go into the fire. So you be extra careful while dealing with it. So under moderate heat, you continue to stir. Because if you stop stirring, everything will go into the fire because it will boil over and everything will be into the fire. So just like this, continue. So under moderate heat, you leave it for it to cook for about another 5 minutes. So approximately this porridge takes 15 minutes to cook. Then depending on the thickness, like how this is, I think mine is okay for me, but if you want it to be, when it is too thick and you want it to be a bit light, you can add water to it. That's the water. You add a little bit of water into the container that you mixed it. Then you can add it. But since mine is okay for me, I'll just leave it like that. Meaning this water will not be of use to me. So under moderate heat, I leave it on fire for it to boil for about another 5 minutes. So I cover it halfway. Reason being that if it is not covered, the boiling nature of this porridge will make it when it is in this boiling state, the liquid that comes out of the water, if it touches your skin, it is very, very painful. So that's the reason why you cover it, because when you open it, you see how it is boiling. This is above 100 degrees, so it is best you cover it for under moderate or low heat for it to cook for about 5 minutes. So after about 5 minutes, this is what we have. So trust me, if I had not covered this thing, I'm sure this whole place would have been smeared with this porridge. So this is how the thickness is. So if you have something like this, then your porridge is ready. It is well cooked. Then from this stage, what we do is now we proceed to serving, which is the best part of every meal. So our porridge is ready. We serve it into our bowl or our cup or whatever you want to use. Then we add our sugar. In my case, I just need a little bit of sugar. I don't need so much. But depending on how you want it, you can add your sugar. Someone will also prefer to use honey, which is very, very acceptable. Then you mix it. So now our porridge is ready. So you can now choose to add your milk to it. You can choose to take it with granules, bread, or pastries. But someone will prefer to use both granules and bread, and then his or her milk, which is optional. So food is ready, and as the Ewe man will say, Vamidunu, which means you are invited.